Welcome back to Eden Zero Anime Review, episode number 46. We're reviewing the 46th episode of Eden Zero, which is the Doomsday System. We're on season 2 of the series. Now, this episode covers chapters 126 to 128. And pretty much with this very episode, we have exactly 5 more chapters left to be adapted for the whole arc. And this is a prediction I have for this arc. This arc will be finished with 48, and we're probably going to conclude with the Sandra arc, basically to conclude this whole season. Because that arc is only 5 chapters. So, they'll probably be explored over the next few episodes afterwards. They're probably going to, I'd say, definitely wrap it up, definitely. And, I definitely think 48 will be definite, and my guess is they could basically do Sandra in the last 2 episodes, who knows. It all depends upon, of course, JC's staff for that part. So, we wrap up basically a few different plot threads going on here. Let's start with Hermit and Weiss, where they continue their fight against Dr. Mahler, where he reveals during his dastardly plan while fighting him that he was responsible for the condition, why Jean and Clean are in the condition they are in right now. Why Jen looks like partially a robot, and why Clean basically has prominent emotions. Yeah, he did that, and it's basically shown in the sister stuff, where she's basically inside of Clean's mind, to figure out what's going on with her emotionally, and basically her solution is to erase these memories. These terrible memories. To sort of in a way, cure her in a way, just heal her mind. And that really sides with Dr. Mahler, so, of course, he also, because when he found out, when he mentions that that's those two, he proceeds to break him in half, and eventually at one point he pretty much eviscerates his whole freaking cybernetic body, where he's nothing more than just his head. Yep, and then, of course, basically you have Hermit, right after this. Oh, by the way, Lagoon shows up, which he helps out with the fight. He shows up because he probably was needed, so he proceeds to help them, and of course he uses water to cool down Hermit so she doesn't overheat. So, and of course Weiss asks why was he brought here, as a just in case measure to kill her because she wants him to do it. Okay, so eventually she's able to look inside of Dr. Mahler's eyes, he's sorry, and of course basically look inside oh, she's looking at him just like he gets written in the scan, and then unlocks last measure, and that shuts off the Doomsday section, which was eviscerating the planet anyways. We'll get back to that. And of course, she punches him, and she never wants to see him again. He does pop up once after this, later on in the series, but this is the last time in this universe he actually pops up in. Yeah, she is not counting him again until he appears briefly once in a universe, where he's destroyed by Shiki. So, in the case of Justice and Ellie's, well, their fight pretty much just wraps up pretty quickly because of the fact they're seriously injured. And of course, Ellie says, you want to continue to fight? Or do you want to continue to kiss? And she goes off because they have to retreat. The planet's in danger. So, basically, and then of course, Justice gets a call from one named Holy. And this kind of in a way is basically set up for not the next arc, but 2 arcs after this one. That's mostly what this is. Okay, nice. In the case of Shiki, from his point of view, which is basically, we're actually on the episode off, where basically Zenov, who was Ziggy's master, he basically mentions a lot of stuff, like the fact he trained him, the fact he did it one day, and he shut himself down because the virus going crazy. And of course, Shiki continues to pick him up, and of course run all off. Hamura gets free from her cage that she was just put in last episode. Yes, last episode. And she's released. And of course, Elsie's crew basically protect them while they flee not from the Intergalactic Army or the pirates, but from the planet blowing up, basically. And also, Rebecca's still having the little girl that she met the last episode. And of course, the little girl's looking for Mimi. The very robot, one of the Beast Commandos destroyed when they first, not long after they first arrived, and forced it basically early on in the arc. I think like in the first episode, I think it was. Yes, episode 41 that it happened. So what exactly happens next, you might ask? Well, of course you have Rebecca riding on a motorcycle, picks up Hamora. Happy and Pino riding on a little mini rocket, and of course they think a little girl, Hamora slices a bunch of drones. And eventually, after everything's restored, they of course basically end it there, and of course they're gonna go back to Eden Zero. But of course, basically, yeah, that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. Yeah, you can see by this episode that this arc is almost done. Yeah, it is almost done. Yeah, you could think, oh, we're gonna wrap up the next episode. I highly doubt it. We're probably gonna wrap up by episode 48 and then do Sandra wrap up there, because the very next arc that comes right after the Sandra arc, which is the next one, Nero 66 is a bit lengthy. It is 31 chapters. Yes, it is 31. It is the last arc of the Ios Cosmos saga. This one I could see adapted for the opening story of Season 3. And they can probably also go through the next arc afterwards, which is the X495 arc, which is 11 chapters. And maybe cap it off with the Landard arc, which is 40 chapters. Yes, so I think definitely that we're going to basically, how should I put this? That next season is going to be a bit like, it's going to do just 3 story arcs. This season so far, if you're really curious, how many story arcs has a season gone through? The honest answer for this particular arc, it is, let's see, we have the Belagor arc, which was 11 episodes. That was the first one. And then Eden's 1. That's 2. 3 was Red Cave. This is the 4th arc of the season that we have. So I'm thinking we have a definite that next arc, which is Sandra, that will basically cap up the season. I don't think we're going to get to Nero 666 this season, because that's 30 chapters. I highly doubt they have enough time to do it for this season. So save for next season. That's my personal guess what's going to happen here. Okay? Excuse me, but that's pretty much it. Particular view. Next is going to be Comic Corner. And I'm going to call it night. Okay? Bye.